Hello YouTube, this is Lou, and I know it's kinda late, seeing as HeartGold and SoulSilver came out a long time ago, but I figured I'd post a little instructional video on the Voltorb Flip, because, like, some of you out there might be having trouble with this rather aggravating new method of getting coins in the game. Well, as you can see, I'm already at level 5, and I have a handful of coins on me right now. How did I get to this point, you ask? Well, I will show you, and it's really not all that difficult once you know how to do this. So here we go. Down here we have the board. Quite intimidating at first, but really, the only challenging part for me is going to be holding the camera steady while doing this. Now, obviously, if it says 0 Voltorbs, you want to get that out of the way. Get all the numbers that you can visibly see out of the way first. So, at this point, we have to look for numbers that equal 5, like 2 and 3, or 1 and 4. Now, there's a 2 and 3 right there, so what I like to do is I use the little markers that they give you. And I mark that each of these spaces can only be either a Voltorb or a 1, which means that it's useless, because obviously you don't have to get the 1s. The only ones that you need to get are the 2s and the 3s, the multipliers. You can beat the level without having to get every last single 1. So if you didn't know that, that's a critical bit of information for you. So yeah, we've gotten the 0 out of the way, and we've gotten all the ones that equal 5 out of the way on this block. So what do we do at this point? Well, at this point, it's sort of a combination of skill and guesswork. So the odds might be with you, they might not be. But a smart thing is to try to avoid the ones with 3 or more Voltorbs. Just because it's too risky unless you are completely 100% sure that there's a multiplier on a certain block in there. Don't go around messing with the 3s or higher in terms of Voltorbs. So we got some high numbers like 7, 6. So why don't we start with those? We got a 7 down here. So what's the highest number on this side? We have a 6 over here. A smart thing to do is to go with the highest numbers. Now, this won't necessarily mean you won't hit a Voltorb. It is possible, but I think it's less likely when you go for the highest numbers with low Voltorbs. So a 7 and a 1, 6 and a 2, it's a pretty good chance that that's a multiplier and not a Voltorb. So let's find out. It's a 2, as anticipated. So we already got 4 coins. Now, at this point, you gotta carefully look and see if you've already completed a row and don't know it yet. Like 6 and 2. In order for that to equal 6 and 2, that means there has to be 2 Voltorb spaces, obviously. So that means that it's either a 2, a 1 and a 3, or 3 2s. So somewhere in there is either 2 2s or a 3. So we gotta stay on the lookout for that. And likewise with this one, it's either a 1 and a 3 or 2 more 2s. So there's nothing we can do in terms of completing another row just now. The more rows you complete, the better off you are, in my opinion. So we still got that 6 and 2, 6 and 1, whole bunch of 6s, but only one 6 over here, and a whole lot of high Voltorb numbers. So I'm just going to keep guessing. I'm going to keep going along in this 6 row up here. But I'm going to stick with something that should be safe, like the 6 and the 1. And it wasn't safe that time, but that's what you got to do. Like, it's got a lot to do with guessing once you get past the point of eliminating the 0s and the ones that equal 5. So, hopefully that helped. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment or something, and I'll try and answer as best as I can. Alright, see ya.